Hello! We made it to the final part of my Legion artifact appearance series, in which we'll be looking at Druids. I remember when I started this series, I was in doubt I'd finish it, but because I felt like every class deserved a guide, I couldn't stop halfway. The weekly releases also kept me at it, and finally, here we are. Huge thank you to those of you who's watched these videos from the beginning, and those who's looked at my recent videos and thought, hey, I'd like to subscribe to this person. You're the reason we're past 100 subscribers. To review the basic info on transmogging Legion artifact appearances, each spec of a class in WoW has 24 different unlockable artifact weapon appearances and skins, which means for Druids that is 96 different appearances. Consider that for a moment. I decided to make this series to provide a simple and easy to follow overview of how to collect each of these beautiful and unique appearances. In terms of transmogging, the appearances you collect will be usable for all specs of your class upon unlocking them, as long as you have a matching weapon equipped. So for instance, you cannot transmog your staff into a dagger artifact appearance, but you can transmog your one-handed axe into a one-handed sword. Going back to Druids, I love the class, and one of the reasons for that is the fact that Druids have 4 specs covering all aspects of all classes: tanking, damage dealing, healing, melee, and ranged. I've so far personally tried the tank spec Guardian and the melee DPS spec Feral, but I know I want to try Restoration next to learn to heal. With an apology for the long intro, let's begin the guide with the Guardian Druid. What makes both the Guardian and Feral Druid spec artifact appearances truly unique is that each appearance also alters their appearance and color in bear and cat form. Since Guardian and Feral spend the majority of their time in their animal form, you truly change your appearance with Guardian and Feral Druid's artifact weapons. I will do my best to show both the weapon and form appearance for the Druid artifacts. Guardian Druids use their bear form to withstand heavy damage as tanks, and in Legion, they're given the claws of Ursoc as their artifact weapon. These twin fist weapons look like giant bear claws and were created by Keeper Freya as a gift to the wild god Ursoc. The artifact book describes the weapons as follows. Forged from Titan steel by the Titanic Watcher Keeper Freya, these claws were a gift to the great bear Ursoc, one of the wild gods. He wielded the claws in countless battles until his death during the War of the Ancients. Although his body faded away, the claws remained, and legends say a fragment of his spirit lingered within them. After wresting the claws away from Ursoc's Firbolg followers, a band of druids took the claws to the Emerald Dream, sought out Ursoc's spirit, and returned the claws to him for safekeeping. As a Guardian Druid, you unlock the base golden tint of Claws of Ursoc when you begin your Class Hall campaign in Legion and choose to pursue this artifact weapon. What's particular about Guardian and Feral Druid's base artifact appearances are that the fur colors for the bear and cat forms are dependent on your race, meaning they're different depending on whether you're a Night Elf, a Troll, a Tauren, a Worgen, or a Kultiran. I cannot show them all here, but I recommend you look them up if you're interested. For Night Elves, the base fur color is blue for the Claws of Ursoc. For Tauren and High Mountain Tauren, the base color is brown. For Trolls and Sandalari Trolls, the color is turquoise. And for Worgens and Kultirans, you get purple fur for your base bear form. The grey bear form is unlocked once you recover the first of one of the Pillars of Creation from the Broken Isle zones. Each pillar will be given to you once you finish the entire questline in one of the Broken Isle zones. The Aegis of Agrimmar from Stormheim, the Hammer of Casgoth from High Mountain, the Tears of Elune from Rel Shirar, the Tightstone of Golganeth from Azuna, or the Eye of Amonsul from Suramar. By recovering Light's Heart and bringing that too to your class hall will unlock the sand-colored bear form of Claws of Ursoc. To do so, you begin the questline by picking up the quest A Falling Star from Khadgar in Dalaran. And lastly, by completing the first major campaign in your class hall, you unlock the black bear form of Claws of Ursoc. Stonepaw alters Guardian Druid's fur to look like rocks. You unlock the green and dark green tints of your bear form when you complete your entire Druid class war campaign with the achievement Forged for Battle. The brown color of Stonepaw is unlocked automatically when you reach level 50 on your Druid character. And to unlock the purple bear form of Stonepaw, you must complete the lengthy archaeology achievement This Side Up. This Side Up requires you to complete 8 rare archaeology projects around the Broken Isles. Each project is picked up from your archaeology trainer at Dalaran, and they're on a 2-week rotation. As such, be careful not to miss a project, or you might have to wait for quite a while for it to return. This Side Up is account wide, so you only ever have to do it once. The third artifact weapon appearance you can unlock as a Guardian Druid is Avatar of Ursol. This appearance is tied to the Balance of Power questline and unlocks some very colourful, even luminescent, bear forms. The base green bear form is unlocked upon completion of the Balance of Power questline with the achievement Improving on History. The blue fur is unlocked once you kill 8 world bosses around the Broken Isle zones for the Unleashed Monstrosities achievement. By completing and timing a 15+ mythic keystone dungeon in the current season, you unlock the purple tint of Avatar of Ursol. Currently we're in Shadowlands Season 1, but in patch 9.1 that'll be Shadowlands Season 2. And by earning the achievement Glory of the Legion Hero, which requires a list of Legion dungeon achievements, you unlock the red fur of Avatar of Ursol. Fallen to Nightmare is unlocked in its various tints with PvP honor levels. Do remember that honor levels are account wide and you thus don't need to reach these on your Guardian Druid necessarily, or your Druid in general. The light blue appearance of Fallen to Nightmare is unlocked with honor level 10. At honor level 30 you unlock the brown bear form of Fallen to Nightmare. The green form is unlocked at honor level 50, and by honor level 80 you unlock the black and red bear form of Fallen to Nightmare. I really want this, but by no means am I ever reaching honor level 80. Completing the Mage Tower challenge in Legion rewarded Guardian Druids with the truly unique bear form Might of the Grizzlemaw. I've seen quite a few Guardian Druids around with this appearance, but it might be the first time I say, I'm okay with not having completed the Mage Tower challenge. There's something both awesome and a little disturbing about this bear. As I've mentioned before, the Mage Tower challenge is today undoable, and thus the Might of the Grizzlemaw will be locked to those who did not complete the challenge in Legion. For those that did, however, you'd have unlocked the base silver appearance of Might of the Grizzlemaw and can still today unlock the following 3 tints. For the brown tint, you must complete 10 different Legion dungeons for it to be unlocked. You can choose to do these by yourself or in a group and on any difficulty. By winning 10 rated battlegrounds after unlocking Might of the Grizzlemaw, you're rewarded with a black fur, and a sand-colored tint as a reward for defeating Hill Jaden on heroic difficulty. Guardian of the Glade is the hidden artifact appearance for Guardian Druids. You unlock this awesome appearance, which adds further protection to your bear form in the form of bones, with the item Mark of the Glade Guardian. The mark drops from Ursoc himself in the Emerald Nightmare raid with a 1.1% drop chance. After obtaining Mark of the Glade Guardian, you unlock the Guardian of the Glade bear form in space brown tint. Afterwards, by completing 30 Legion dungeons on any difficulty, you're rewarded with the black tint of Guardian of the Glade. The reddish fur is a reward for completing 200 world quests anywhere between Legion and Shadowlands. Just go wild. And lastly, by killing 1,000 enemy players of the opposite faction after unlocking the hidden artifact appearance, rewards you with the silver bear form of Guardian of the Glade. The Legion artifact weapon for feral druids is another one-handed set of weapons, this time daggers. Like Guardian druids, the various artifact appearances and tints will change the look of your cat form as a feral druid, since the spec spends the majority of its time in cat form. And just like Guardian Druid, the artifact weapon for feral druids were once possessed by one of the wild gods. For these daggers, they are the fangs themselves of the great grey panther Ashamane. The massive grey panther Ashamane, one of the first wild gods, was one of many to answer the call of the demigod Cenarius and defend the world of Azeroth during the War of the Ancients. She fell in battle against the Legion, but saved countless lives in the process. A great shrine was built in her honor in Val'sharah, and her fangs were adorned and put on display there. It is said they still carry much of her power. You first unlock the Fangs of Ashamane in their default appearance when you begin your classroom campaign as a feral druid and choose to pursue the daggers. This first base fur color for Fangs of Ashamane varies depending on your race. The fur is purple for Night Elves, brown for Tauren and High Mountain Tauren, an awesome red and turquoise for Trolls and Centauri Trolls, and a light brown for Worgen and Kultirans. Afterwards, you unlock the blackish cat form by recovering one of the Pillars of Creation and bringing it to your class hall. The dark blue fur is unlocked once you recover Light's Hut and bring it to your class hall. And the silver form is a reward for completing the first major campaign in your Druid class hall. Nature's Fury is unlocked in brown and in green with the completion of your entire class hall campaign as a Druid. The orange tint will automatically be unlocked once you reach level 50 on your Druid character, and the light purple tint is a reward for completing the Archaeology achievement This Side Up, which is account-wide and only needs to be completed once. Improving on history by the end of the Balance of Power questline rewards feral druids with the Primal Stalker artifact and cat form appearance. Remember that this tedious questline is unfortunately not account-wide, though it honestly should be. I recommend doing some of the quests with a high-level, well-geared character or solid group. The base green tint of Primal Stalker is unlocked with the Improving on History achievement. After that, you can unlock the other 3 tints by killing 8 world bosses around the Broken Isles for the Unleash Monstrosities achievement unlocks the red tint of Primal Stalker. The vibrant purple cat form is unlocked once you complete and time a 15+ mythic keystone dungeon in the current season. Currently, that's Shadowlands Season 1. And the beautiful silver blue cat form is a reward for completing the achievement Glory of the Legion Hero, which is completed through a series of Legion dungeon achievements. PvP honor levels for feral druids unlock the Incarnation of Nightmare artifact appearance. The dark purple tint is unlocked at honor level 10. By honor level 30, you unlock the blue cat form of Incarnation of Nightmare. Reach honor level 50 and you unlock the red fur. And finally, at honor level 80, you're rewarded with the very purple form of Incarnation of Nightmare. Here comes a sad one. The luminescent Ghost of the Pridemother was unlocked in its base blue tint through the Mage Tower challenge in Legion. As we all know, the Mage Tower is no longer doable as it was closed at the beginning of BFA. As such, all appearances associated with Ghost of the Pridemother are locked today. If you did complete the challenge in Legion and unlock the artifact appearance associated with it, you can still today unlock the other 3 tints. By completing 10 different Legion dungeons on any difficulty unlocks the red appearance of Ghost of the Pridemother. The purple fur is unlocked by winning 10 rated battlegrounds if you already have the base tint unlocked. And the green cat form will be given to you once you defeat Kil'jaeden on heroic difficulty. Moonspirit gives you the appearance of an owl cat in your druid cat form and is the hidden artifact appearance for feral druids. You acquire the appearance through the item Feather of the Moonspirit. Getting this item is rather simple and easier than a 1% drop from a boss, though depending on your luck it can take a while. In current Shadowlands, where artifact knowledge is irrelevant, you should be able to hunt for this hidden artifact appearance as soon as you've started your class hall campaign. Though you might have to go through the first campaign first, this is a little uncertain. In the Dreamway, which is connected to your druid class hall, there's a chance for you to once a day receive the emote You hear a strange feral screech coming from the portal. The 3 portals the screech can come from are the Hinterlands, Duskwood, or Feralus. After you go through the portal from which the screech came from, search for a grey owlcat stone in the area surrounding the portal. Here is a list of coordinates at which the stone can, but are not limited to, spawn at. After you find and click the stone, you get the buff Mark of the Moonspirit, which will last 20 seconds and have the description "a strange power passes through you" and then subsides. And you'll get an emote saying you hear something dart away behind you, and then just silence. You should then be done in that area, be it Hinterlands, Duskwood or Feralus, and you can return to the Dreamway. In order to get the Feather of the Moonspirit, you need to have heard the screech from all 3 portals and clicked the Owlcat stone in each place. There is no particular order to the stones you touch, and you will only hear one screech per day from a random portal. After rubbing all 3 stones in the 3 different places, upon returning to the Dreamway, you should find Eldertree, the Moonspirit, sitting in the middle of the Dreamway. In cat form, you must /sit down next to them, and after doing so, the feather of the Moonspirit will show up in your inventory. And as such, the hidden artifact appearance Moonspirit will be unlocked for you in its base brown tint. After unlocking Moonspirit, you can unlock the black and brown fur by completing 30 Legion dungeons by yourself or in a group. The silver cat form is a reward for completing 200 world quests anywhere between Legion and Shadowlands. And finally, the dark greenish owlcat form is unlocked once you kill 1,000 enemy players of the opposite faction. Restoration is the healing spec of the Druid class and are given the staff Gahanir, the Mother Tree, as their artifact weapon. This staff was made by the demigod Aviana from a branch of Gahanir, the very first tree, and has in recent times been used to hold the corruption and madness of the Emerald Nightmare at bay. Here is what the artifact book has to say about this very special weapon. In Azeroth's ancient days, natural life never had a chance to emerge due to the horrifying reign of the old gods. Without help, nature would not have risen at all. The Titans knew this. One of their final acts of aid for us was to give the Keepers the knowledge and power to reverse the old gods' unspeakable destruction. In time, nature would rise, life would flourish, generations of plants and animals would grow and change. This miraculous recovery did not come from any one place, but at the beginning there was a source of healing and balance, a place where all life could rest and revive. It was called Gahanir, the Mother Tree. The staffs that Restoration and Balance Druids are given in WoW as their artifact weapons are, in my opinion, the most beautiful and unique staff appearances you can get your hands on. As a Restoration Druid, you unlock the base green tint of Gahanir, the Mother Tree, once you choose to pursue this artifact weapon in the beginning of your Class War campaign. The purple tint is a reward for recovering one of the Pillars of Creation and returning it to your Class Hall. For the turquoise tint, you must recover Light's Heart and bring it to your Class Hall. And to unlock the golden tint of Gahanir, you have to complete the first out of several campaigns in your Druid Class Hall. The Eldertree appearance for Gahanir is unlocked in both green and blue tints once you complete the entire campaign in your Druid Class Hall. The turquoise tint is automatically unlocked once you reach level 50 on your Druid character, and the golden tint is unlocked with the Archaeology achievement This Side Up, which is account-wide. Crystalline Awakening is just stunning, and is fortunately not unlocked with the Mage Tower challenge, but through the Balance of Power questline. I think I should do this questline on my Druid first. The base white tint of Crystalline Awakening is unlocked with the Improving on History achievement at the conclusion of Balance of Power questline. After completing this, you can unlock the purple tint by killing 8 world bosses around the Broken Isles for the Unleashed Monstrosities achievement. For the blue tint, you must complete and time a 15+ mythic keystone dungeon in the current season after completing Balance of Power. And lastly, by earning the achievement Glory of the Legion Hero, you unlock the turquoise tint of Crystalline Awakening. Deadwood Keeper is associated with and unlocked through PvP honor levels. If you prefer not to PvP on your Druid, that is perfectly fine, as honor levels are account-wide. You can thus rise through them on another character if you prefer. By reaching honor level 10, you unlock the purple tint of Deadwood Keeper. At honor level 30, you're rewarded with the green tint. The red tint is unlocked at honor level 50, and upon reaching honor level 80, you unlock the blue tint of Deadwood Keeper. Knight's Vigilance was unlocked through the Mage Tower challenge in Legion. As mentioned, this challenge ended at the release of BFA and is thus no longer doable. For those who did not complete it in Legion, all of Knight's Vigilance tints are unfortunately permanently locked for you. I'm personally only a little salty about the black and red appearance. Did you, however, complete the Mage Tower as a Restoration Druid in Legion, you'd have unlocked the base brown tint of Knight's Vigilance and can still today unlock the 3 other tints. The golden tint is unlocked once you complete 10 different Legion dungeons. You can choose to do this by yourself or in a group on any difficulty. By winning 10 rated battlegrounds, you unlock the pale purple tint. And by defeating Kill Jaden on heroic difficulty with the Knight's Vigilance appearance unlocked, you're rewarded with the black and red tint of this artifact weapon. Warden's Crown is unlocked with the item Acorn of the Endless, which you can obtain by planting your evergreen soil in your class hall. Pretty simple. To unlock the evergreen soil, you must choose to pursue the order hall talent Evergreen, which gives you access to 2 plots of soil to plant and harvest useful items every 3rd day. Researching this costs 100 order hall resources, so make sure you have this on hand. Depending on what item you then harvest, chances range between 0.6 and 8% for the Acorn of the Endless to be in one of them. After getting Acorn of the Endless, you unlock Warden's Crown in space purple tint. Afterwards, you can unlock the other 3 tints as follows. For the green tint, you must complete 30 Legion dungeons. This can be done on any dungeon difficulty. Completing 200 world quests anywhere on Azeroth will reward you with the golden tint. And finally, the turquoise tint is unlocked once you kill 1,000 enemy players of the opposite faction. Here at the end, we will talk about the interesting and powerful Balanced Druid, the ranged DPS spec of the Druid class. Balanced Druids control the sun and moon to deal ranged damage, and they themselves can take on multiple appearances, including a starry transparent and a moonkin form to elevate their state and get stronger. And Balanced Druids get one of my favorite weapons in the entire game, the Scythe of Elune, as their artifact weapon. This weapon is tied to the origin of the Curse of the Warden, and it is said to possess untold lunar power. It does not appear to be exactly a kind weapon, according to Villand Starsong, who says this about the Scythe. But most of all, I have come to learn what Malfurion himself no doubt knew, what my mother and Melthandris understood, that the Scythe is a menace, a cursed abomination, a beacon of death and destruction, a thing that never should have been. If you're interested in WoW lore or how the Warden came to be on Azeroth, I highly recommend reading the entire story of the weapon through the artifact book chapters. It is a very interesting read. You first unlock the base blue tint of Scythe of Elune once you begin your class hall campaign as a Balanced Druid and go through the introductory questline to get it. The green tint is a reward for recovering one of the Pillars of Creation. By recovering Light's Heart and bringing it to your class hall, you unlock the purple tint of Scythe of Elune, and the golden tint is a reward for completing the first major campaign in your Druid class hall. Envoy of Goldrinn is unlocked in both its blue and green tints once you complete your entire Druid class hall campaign with the achievement Forged for Battle. The purple tint is automatically unlocked once your Druid character reaches level 50, and the golden tint of Envoy of Goldrinn requires a bit of effort, as you have to complete the archaeology achievement this side up. Fortunately, this achievement is account-wide, so you only ever have to do it once. The Lunarcall appearance is unlocked through the Balance of Power questline, which unfortunately is not account-wide, so you have to complete this rather tedious task on each individual character you have. It should be changed, honestly. Once you complete the entire Balance of Power questline, you get the achievement Improving on History and unlock the Lunarcall in its base white tint. After completing Improving on History, you can unlock the other 3 tints as well. The green tint is given to you once you kill 8 world bosses around the Broken Isles for the Unleashed Monstrosities achievement. The purple tint is unlocked once you complete and time a 15+ mythic keystone dungeon in the current season, that right now being Shadowlands Season 1. And the light blue tint will be unlocked once you complete Glory of the Legion Hero, which requires a list of Legion dungeon achievements. Rising through the PvP honor levels unlocks the awesome Nightmare's Affliction weapon appearance for Balanced Druids. If you know me, it should be no surprise that I love this. You unlock the red tint first at honor level 10. At honor level 30, you unlock the green tint. The blue tint is a reward for reaching honor level 50. And finally, at honor level 80, you unlock the pale red tint of Nightmare's Affliction. By completing the Mage Tower challenge as a balanced druid back in Legion, you were rewarded with the Manascythe appearance in its base purple tint. Today, the Mage Tower is no longer doable, and thus the weapon appearance associated with it is locked. Unless you completed the challenge before BFA, in which case you can still unlock the other 3 tints associated with Manascythe. By completing 10 different Legion dungeons, you unlock the green tint of Manascythe. The blue tint is unlocked once you win 10 rated battlegrounds, and by defeating Kil'jaeden on heroic difficulty after unlocking Manascythe, you're rewarded with the red tint of the artifact appearance. The impressive Sunkeeper's Reach is the hidden artifact appearance you can unlock for Scythe of Elune. I wish this appearance didn't rely so much on RNG, because it's just beautiful and I should probably get to farming for it. To unlock the base golden tint of Sunkeeper's Reach, you must get the item the Sunbloom. You create the Sunbloom by combining Seed of Solar Fire with the pure drop of Shaladdrassil's sap. The Seed of Solar Fire is easy to obtain. You buy it from Sylvia Hartshorn in Val-Jara for 2000 gold once you're exalted with the Dreamweavers. The pure drop of Shaladdrassil's sap is a little less kind though, as it is a 0.68% drop from Archdruid Glade in the Darkheart Thicket dungeon. Fortunately, as it is a dungeon, you can run it again and again until you get the sap to drop. Also please note you don't have to be in your balanced spec for the item to drop, so you can run the dungeon on normal in your Guardian spec or whichever spec you're the most comfortable with. Once you combine the 2 items to get the Sunbloom, you unlock Sunkeeper's Reach. Afterwards, you can unlock the purple tint of the hidden artifact weapon by completing 30 Legion dungeons, which start counting once you unlock Sunkeeper's Reach. By completing 200 world quests anywhere in Azeroth, between Legion and Shadowlands, you unlock the red tint. And by killing 1000 enemy players of the opposite faction, you unlock the blue tint of Sunkeeper's Reach. And that is a wrap! We're done! We're finished with the Legion Artifact Weapon Appearance Guides. That's been a bit of a mouthful, hasn't it? I'm so thrilled I managed to get all of the weapons done for all of the classes. Will you allow me to be a little bit proud? I could not have done this without you guys, your kind and supporting words and all of your questions. It's been so enjoyable. I've been thinking a lot about what to do for my next video, but I decided that after mentioning it so many times, the Balance of Power questline needs a clean and simple guide. I will start recording immediately and hopefully end up with an easy to understand step-to-step guide to the questline and the Improving on History achievement. Given that you have to do this questline on every single character you want to unlock the associated appearance for, I figured I'd offer all the help I can, make it seem less impossible. Which it really isn't, it's just annoying. Thank you again to all of you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please leave a like if you like, and if you don't, that's okay too. Take care and see you next week.